The cook put the fish over the fire. This time, the smoke from the fire went red and gold, and a big man with red hair appeared. "Fish, fish, are you doing your work?" The fish answered, we are, and we are happy." And the same thing happened. The man pushed the fish into the fire and disappeared into the red and gold smoke. The king did not speak for a minute. This was magic. Then he turned to the fisherman. "Where do you get these fish?" he asked. "I get them from a sea of blue and gold water over the mountain." "Do you know this sea?" the king asked his servant. "No. I often go across the mountain, but there is no blue and gold sea." "Will you take us there?" the king asked the fisherman. The king and his men followed the fisherman over the mountain to the sea of blue and gold, and there they saw the wonderful fish. The fish were jewels in the water. "Wait here," said the king. He took 2 men and went round the sea. There they came to a great house of red stone. All round the house were gardens of wonderful flowers. There was no answer at the door, but it was open, so the king went in. He saw many beautiful rooms, but no people. He came into a very large room with high windows. Somebody spoke. "When will I die? I don't want to live." The king saw a young man at the other end of the room. He was on the floor with a coat over his feet. "I know you are a king," said the young man, "but I cannot stand up." The king took away the coat and saw that his feet were fine white stone. "What is this?" cried the king. "Why do you have stone feet? Why do the fish talk? Why does a man with red hair appear from nowhere in my kitchen? What is happening? Tell me." "I will tell you," said the young man. "Please sit down and listen. There was once a great city in this place. My father was king of that city, and I was a prince. Then my father died, and I was the king. I married a beautiful woman. She was my queen, but she did not love me. She loved a servant. When I learnt about him, I wanted to kill that servant. We had a fight. I hurt him, but I didn't kill him. He could not use his legs. My wife was very angry. She can do magic, and she changed my feet to white stone. Then I could not use my legs. That was not the end of it. 3 mountains and a blue and gold sea appeared in place of the city. She changed the men and women of the city into fish. There is a little house of white stone in the garden of this house. The servant lives there. He cannot walk. My wife visits him every day." The king went into the garden and thought for some time. Then he went to the house of white stone. He found the servant inside and killed him. He put the servant under the bed and then climbed onto it. He pulled the servant's jacket over his face. Some time later, the queen came in. "Are you happy, my dearest servant?" she asked. "No," said the king. "I cannot sleep. Somebody is crying. The young king is crying because of his stone feet." The queen went to the young king and threw some magic water over his feet. He stood up and walked. Then she came back to the house of white stone. "And I cannot sleep," the king said, "because the men and women of the city cry at night. They do not want to be fish." So the queen went to the blue and gold sea. She said some magic words. A great city appeared all round her. Men and women ran happily through the streets and in and out of the houses. Then the queen came back to the house of white stone. "Are you happy now, my dear servant?" she asked. "Yes, my love," he said. "Come near me." She came near him. "Come nearer. I want to put my arms round you." She came nearer his bed. He put his arms round her. In one hand he had a knife, and he killed her. He went back to the young king. "Your queen is dead. The city and its people are living." The older king and the young king were friends after that. One city helped the other city, but nobody ate fish again. The fisherman and his family were happy. The two kings sent them gold and beautiful things. They were never hungry again.